Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the next video in my planner series, and this one is going to be all about my favorite planning tools. So I do want to mention before we get started in this that this is not going to feature any decorative things. We're not going to talk about my favorite sticker shops or what types of stickers I use or washi or anything like that. And we're also not going to be talking about planners because those two things are going to come in their own video. So next week, Monday, is going to be my favorite planners. So we're going to talk about what types of planners I've used in the past, why I do or don't use them anymore, and then the following week is going to be all about decorative things. So character stickers and sticker kits and scripts and washi. But this one is going to be just about the things that I use for functional planning. So we're going to go over some writing things, we're going to go over some other general tools, we're going to go over storage, and then the last thing we're going to go over is papers. So the different papers that I personally recommend and use. So I'm going to move all of this out of the way and then we'll get started. So I think the best place to start is with my writing favorites. So I'm going to start first with the things that I am going to call like my must-haves or my favorites, and then we'll talk about the other things. So I actually have two different types of pens here. I have a Sarasa Dry and then a Pilot G2. I quite like the Sarasa Dry. I love the way that it writes. However, this top part will come off so that you can replace the ink cartridge on the inside, and it drives me nuts because this top part I have to keep popping back into place. But the pen itself writes so beautifully, so I do use this one quite a lot just because I like how it writes. I actually prefer the Sarasa Dry in 0.5 to the Pilot G2 in 0.5. However, I do really like this pen as well. I just think that this one, obviously, it dries faster, hence Sarasa Dry. However, my favorite pen of all time is a Pilot G2 in 0.38. This is somewhat of an unpopular opinion because 0.7 is like the favorite tip amongst the planner community, but I prefer a really, really fine point pen. So this is extremely thin line, and I know not everyone loves that. And if you are using certain types of paper, it will feel like it's scratching the paper. So do know that. But I prefer a really, really thin line. One of the benefits is it also dries ridiculously fast because you're not putting a whole lot of ink down on the paper. Those are my personal favorite pens. My other must-haves are mild liners. I don't do a lot of color coding. However, I will use these to categorize things and to like swatch as backgrounds, things like that. They come in a million different colors. These, as well as everything that I talk about, will be linked down in the description box. I do want to note that pretty much everything is going to be an affiliate link, so if you don't want to use my affiliate link, I totally understand. You can just go search any of those things on Amazon. But mild liners are my favorite for highlighters. I use them all the time. And then my last must-have is kind of a dupe. So the Zebra Clean Color dot markers kind of took over the planning community, and I didn't want to invest in them because they are a little bit pricey. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to stock up on them without trying them first to see if it was something that I was actually going to need and use. And so I went to Michael's and they had these knockoffs. They're just artist loft. They were pretty cheap. They were on sale. I had a coupon. So these were very, very affordable. And I have found that I use them every single day for not only my everyday planner, but my social media planner. I use it for lists. I use these every day. And they do have the dot marker tip on one side, as well as the fine liner tip on the other, just like the Zip Clean Color dot markers. So I probably will be buying those in the future because these do come in a very limited color range. So I do want to stock up on those other ones, but these are definitely a must-have. The other two things that I have here are some examples of the Tombow dual brush pens. I would say that if you have the mild liners, these are not a necessity, but I do like that these come in so many other colors than the mild liners. They are the exact same type of setup where on one side you have the brush tip. If you are a letterer, these are great for lettering. I am a terrible letterer, but if you if you are into lettering, these are great for that. But I use these the same way that I would a mild liner. I just use them to highlight. And again, they have the marker tip on the other side. And then the last thing that I have here is a fine tipped, like felt tip pen. So this one is super duper teeny tiny. This is clearly not an American brand. I get these off of Amazon. They came in like a 24 pack. It's huge. But these are essentially the same thing as like a Sharpie Ultra Fine or a Papermate Flare, but if it was like a fine tip. And I don't really use these for writing much. What I actually use this most for is drawing lines. So if I'm breaking something up into quadrants, things like that, I will use this. I also use this to date my planners just because it's a much bolder line than a pen. So the next section is random tools. Let's start again with my must-haves. So first is a pair of scissors. I really like a precision pair of scissors. These are ones that I got actually for cross stitching. So these are sewing scissors and I got them in a 4-pack. Here's one thing I will say. I love these scissors. However, they do get very sticky and they get a lot of buildup on them. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Yeah, there you go. One thing that I would recommend is they do make that are anti-stick, I guess, so that you don't have to clean them off, because I have to clean these ones off all the time. I also recommend getting them in like a small size and a bigger size. I don't recommend these scissors. They're not only are they not anti-stick, but the plastic handle actually gave me a giant blister, so I don't recommend these ones in particular. Tweezers is probably my like #1 tool after a pen is tweezers. Everyone has their opinion on what types of tweezers they like. Some people like the ones that you squeeze to open. Some people like the pointy tipped ones. I have ones that are flat, but they come to a point here at the top. It kind of gives me the best of both worlds so that I can use this point for like precision, but I can also use the flat side. What I love using these the most for is really tiny stickers. In particular, I really like them for date dots and for these types of stickers. These are just like little bullet point stickers, and they are super teeny tiny and they are not easy to grab with your fingers. Everyone says that they prefer the ones that you pinch to open because then you don't have to hold it closed, but stickers are sticky, so I don't know what the preference is about those, because once it's on your tweezers, like you don't have to hold it shut. And then they just kind of help you place it down in a more precise manner. So I use these, like I said, it's probably my most used tool. It helps me put stickers down straight and pick them up off the sheet. And these are not the tweezers that I use for actual tweezers, okay? And this is a totally separate pair. These also will get very gunky from your stickers, so don't use your actual tweezers for this. It's not gonna go well. So these are just a pair that I got from Target. I got this one in particular because it was cute, and at the time I was filming more planner videos, so I wanted a pair that didn't look disgusting on camera. So then we have an X-Acto blade. I prefer an actual blade, personally. I like this one because this is an actual box cutter blade, and so you can replace the blades. There are tons of slice tool options that are specifically branded for stickers. I personally don't like them. One, the blades aren't replaceable. Two, you don't have much control over the blade because you actually don't see the blade. It's kind of inside, and so it's way more easy to miscut, and they're more expensive because they are being marketed for something specific. I understand that for a lot of people it's kind of scary to just have a giant blade sitting out on your desk, but it doesn't bother me, so that's what I use. And then the last must-have tool, or actually I have two. I lied to you. There's two left. One is whiteout. This is my ride or die whiteout. It is the Tombow mono correction tape. It's called the hybrid style. One, I love the, like, I don't know, like the shape of it. It feels very comfortable to hold. The number one reason why I like this, and we're going to go over paper at the end, but the paper that I use is almost the exact same shade as the whiteout. Like, you can't see the whiteout. If you look at it very close, you can obviously see the shape, but it is the exact same color, and that is everything to me. I hate being able to see the whiteout like as a different shade of white, and so this whiteout is the exact same shade of white as the paper that I use, and if they ever discontinue this, I might actually cry. This does come in a giant pack on Amazon, so you can buy a big old pack of them and then you're set. The Tombow stuff also makes a clicky noise when you use it, and to all of my other ASMR girlies, I love that. And then the last must-have tool is Undo. Now, this is not available in every state, nor every country. If you are in California, you will find this with a green label, and my deepest apologies because the green label sucks. I'm sorry. This stuff is not available everywhere because it is insanely toxic and ridiculously flammable. It is an alcohol-based adhesive remover, and if you are able to get it, it is life-changing. Not only for your stickers, but if you are a book person, which I assume you are if you're on this channel, those stickers that are not easily removable, that everybody always has questions on how to remove them, this is how you remove them, okay? You don't have to worry about using a hair dryer. You don't have to worry about doing all those other things. It removes any adhesive and it will dry completely clean, and it is a miracle worker. It has liquid inside. You lay it down on your paper, you put your lid back on, and then your stickers pop right off the page. Your stickers are reusable afterwards. It does not remove the adhesive from the back of the stickers. It actually releases it from the paper, and then the paper dries completely clean and clear and does nothing. If you have pen on here, it will not remove your pen. If you have like stuff on the back, it won't do anything. The one thing that it will ruin is whiteout. It will remove your whiteout. So if you have something whited out here and you use the Undo, it will remove the whiteout on the side or the back, but it will not ruin any writing on the back. It will not ruin anything else on the paper, and then it dries in a couple of seconds and it's gone. And you can still reuse your stickers, and they are sticky once again. My last must-have is Post-it notes. I should say sticky notes because I actually, while I have actual Post-it notes, I only use these for work. I do not particularly love the colors that Post-its come in, which is a first world thing. But these come in, not only do they come in these grid versions, they also come in this solid, and these are available in multiple different sizes. I love this size. I love the color range that these come in, and I like to color coordinate my Post-it notes with my planning weeks. So I have an actual ton of these and I use them all the time. My entire social media planner is covered in these Post-it notes. I also use these on my wall calendar, like to plan the months ahead. I use these all the time. I'm a Post-it note addict. The last couple of things are some other things that I really, really love, but I don't think are 100% necessary. First is this dot adhesive, also from Tombow. One of the reasons why I love this is, one, it's refillable, so you can actually save yourself some money by getting refill cartridges. Two, the dots adhesive is, again, not only beautifully sounding, but if you accidentally get it on your paper, so you can see the dots here on the paper, you can actually remove the dots if you haven't stuck anything down to it yet. The adhesive itself is permanent, but if you haven't stuck anything down to it yet, you can remove it either like I just did with your finger or with an eraser. So as long as nothing is stuck down to it, you can get it off your paper, which is really nice if you have like an extra sheet of paper that you're like putting glue on and you accidentally get it down onto something. You can remove it off that bottom sheet, but it is permanent once you stick your two pages together. you're not getting them apart. And then the last couple things are kind of like a two-part. So a stencil and a ruler. So the rulers that I personally like are somewhat see-through. I really like these because you can actually see underneath as you are trying to line stuff up. This is a like flexible one from Erin Condren that I got years ago, but I'm sure you can find something like this. And then the other thing, here's one of them. I have another example. So this is from Happy Planner, and it's just a checklist. And then this one is from Moxie Life, and this one is metal, which I do like this. It's very well made. And it has all of these different things. Here's some different bullet points up here. You can draw some boxes, some arrows, some little flags. Both of these things I would say are like 100% not necessary, but I do like having them in my collection. So the next section that we're going to go to is paper stuff. So let me move all of this out of the way. I suppose this would have been the right time to include post-it notes, but let's start with paper tools. So this is a paper trimmer. I apologize for the awful look of these. My cat chewed on it. So I actually have this in two different sizes. This is the smaller one, but I do have a larger one as well. And it is what I use to cut all of my pages. I actually quite like this paper trimmer. One, it's really affordable. I like that the blades are replaceable. I'll cut all of that out, but this does come off and you can easily replace them. So you do not have to replace this cutter. You can just get a box of these and replace them, which is great because as you use this, it will dull. And then the other reason why I like this is I do not ever worry about this cutting me. It is very like safe for the fingers. You cannot really get this to cut you unless you literally lift this up. And then the last paper tool that I have is hole punches. This is going to depend on your planner system. I have a 6-ring punch that I used to use when I was doing rings, and now I have a Happy Planner punch. Again, this is going to be solely dependent on what type of planner you use. If you are going the TN route, you're not going to need a hole punch. If you are going with a bound planner, again, not going to need a hole punch. If you are going the Happy Planner route, one bit of advice I would give is to decide if you are ever going to use a big sized Happy Planner. The big size is too big for me. I do not want a big size planner. A big size planner, for those of you that don't know, is a full sheet of paper. So that's just, it's too big for me. I don't need a planner that large. But if you do think that one day you might use a big, get a big Happy Planner punch, because you can use that big Happy Planner punch for any size then. You can use it for the big, you can use it for the classic, you can use it for the mini. This classic size will give you the ability to do the mini or the classic. So if you have a mini planner, you put it in these inside lines. If you have a classic, you put it in the outside lines. The last things in this section are the papers that I use. So first we're going to go over my printer paper. I like a bright white heavy paper. So this is a very, very smooth bright white, and I believe this is 32-pound paper. It is so nice to print on. It is very heavy, but it's not cardstock. So it's just very smooth. It prints really nicely. I love this paper. I can use the dot markers and highlighters and all of that and don't have to worry about it bleeding to the other side of the page, which is why I like the thicker paper. It also doesn't make my planner feel as flimsy. My accountant always talks about how nice my paper is. So that's my favorite printer paper ever. And again, it will be linked down in the description box. And then for stickers, I use a premium matte sticker paper. I hate glossy stickers. Okay, I hate it. I hate the feel of it. It feels disgusting to me. Don't like it. This matte paper is so smooth. It's not like a traditional matte paper that feels like paper. This feels like butter. I have recently switched sticker papers. I used to get the Online Labels Premium Matte, and it was quite expensive. I actually did write down the prices. So hang on. This printer paper, in case you are curious, so it's the Hammermill 32-pound 100 bright, and it's $18 for a 500 pack of this. The Online Labels one came in a pack of 100, and it was $78. This one I got in a 150 pack for $44. The differences that I've noticed are that this one is much thinner sticker paper than the online labels. The online labels one was a thicker sticker, and so I did have to adjust my cutting settings and my silhouette to accommodate the thinner paper. But other than that, I didn't notice much of a difference in the printing quality. I would say that maybe with the thinner sticker paper, it didn't absorb quite as much ink as the online labels one. So this is a kit that I printed on the old sticker paper, and this is a kit that I printed on the new sticker paper. So I don't really see a difference in like quality of printing. I haven't noticed a difference other than the fact that I had to change my cutting settings. So I will have this as well as the online labels one linked down in the description box, just because I do like both of them. Oh, the other difference between this one is this one, the back is actually extremely difficult to tell the difference from the front. Like, it seems pretty obvious here on camera with the lights shining on it, but I do frequently have to feel the paper to make sure that I have the other side like straight. But the other one, it was very obvious which side was the like back of it. So I do want to mention that it was like slightly different color. And that was like the one comment that I saw before I purchased this, was that some people said it was a little difficult to tell the front and back until you actually like touched it. And then the last sticker paper I have is this clear matte sticker paper. Again, I hate glossy, I hate it, and it was a time finding clear matte sticker paper. Everything was glossy, and this is from Avery. My one complaint about this is that this does have lines down here, and so the backing like is pre-cut. And so I do have to like washi tape it down so that my stickers don't like peel up as I'm printing and cutting them. But I do really, really like this clear sticker paper. It prints beautifully, it cuts beautifully. This is $14 for a pack of 15, so just about $1 a sheet. So the last section we're gonna go through is my favorite storage things. I talked about this a bit in my Planning 101 series, but one of the things I think a lot of us forget about as we get into this is all of these things require storage. As you get stickers and washi and planners and paper and all of that stuff needs to go somewhere. So I wanted to share some of the favorite things that I use to store. My paper goes into built-in Alex drawer to my IKEA desk, but I do use some things for stickers and for my washi. I'm gonna move these things out of the way, and we're gonna start with the washi one. So here is one of the drawers. This is an idea that I had based on other people buying these that are designed for washi. And obviously when something is designed specifically like that, they are more expensive. This I got off of Amazon, and it is actually a sunglasses case. So it has 3 drawers like this with 3 of these, and it is the perfect size for washi. Not only to stand up, but to go down on the sides as well. And I have 3 of these for my washi tape. So again, they will be linked down in the description box, but it was really cheap and I like the look of the clear. So the rest of these things are all for stickers. So I'm gonna go over first the ones that I think are, I'm gonna say quote unquote unnecessary. So first is this really cute sticker binder. This is from Simply Gilded. I used to be subscribed to her like monthly subscription box, and so you would get washi and some sort of album and pens and all of this stuff, and that's how I got this. And I think these are absolutely adorable. They are snap closure, which I do really like, because then you can throw it in a bag or something like that and take it with you, and you don't have to worry about stuff falling out. I also really like that these are side loading, because again, you don't have to worry about your stickers falling out and stuff. The sheets themselves are like the perfect thickness. They're not super thin. This is the perfect size for scripts and character stickers. I actually have a separate one that I use for character stickers. So I do have 2 of these. I really love them. I think they're adorable, but these are quite expensive. I know that she has 3 different sizes of these. I think this is the smallest one, if I'm remembering correctly, and I think these are like $18 a piece. So these do run a little expensive. And then this is a Sadie's stickers, like sticker album. This is ridiculously old, and as you can see, it's sun damaged. This is a little bit larger, and it is the perfect size for kits and for larger stickers. This is where I store all of my Clever Gal Crafts stickers. And this is definitely like thinner plastic. As you can see, it's getting all wrinkly and stuff up at the top. But like I said, this album is extremely old, so I have no idea if any of this has changed or not, but there are a ton of sheets in here. Again, this is a little bit more expensive. It's foiled, and as much as I think that a storage item like this is needed, something this expensive is not needed. However, if you are looking for something more affordable, these are binders that I got from Target. These are, I think, like 1-inch binders, and they are not like your traditional sized binder. They're a little bit smaller, and they are the perfect size for sticker kits. So these, again, have the top loading sheets. These are thicker than the Sadie Stickers ones, and you can get replacements for these that are side loading or whatever, because this is a standard 3-ring binder. And this is, like I said, the perfect size for kits. But one of the reasons why I like this so much is that there is room in here so that you're not shoving your kit in here, and if you do have other things to go in here, you can fit in them as well. For a while, I not only had the kit, but the foil and a kit on the back, so you can fit a lot into each of these sleeves. So this is a far more affordable option. And then same thing, you can get something really cheap like this. These are both really cheap plastic photo albums that I got off of Amazon. This one's a 5x7 and this one is a 4x6. So this is the same size as this. It's a little bit larger, but this is essentially the same size. And this, again, is the perfect size for characters and doodles and all of that. And these ones are also top loading, and this is very, very thin. So one thing I will mention is that this isn't something I would recommend throwing into a bag, because the stickers can and will fall out of the top of this. But it is a far more affordable option. I just used some scrap paper that I had to make a cover for it, and then I put on this post-it note to label what was in here, and magically you have your own sticker storage. This one, like I said, is a little bit bigger, and this is the perfect size for kits. And again, this one is side loading, so you don't have to worry about anything falling out of here. Here is the example of like my current one, and again, kits fit in here perfectly. And not only does a kit fit in here perfectly, but these are double-sided, so you can put something on each side of these. And then I store these in a plastic bin from Target. Here is what that looks like, and each of these has a label on it so that I can see exactly what is in each of these. And then I just take these and drop them in here, and as I need things, I can flip through and see what is inside each of them. And this cost me essentially nothing. And then the last must-have of this entire video is a reusable sticker book. I got these off of Amazon for super, super cheap. This is, I actually think that this is like a kid's sticker album, and it is perfect. There aren't a ton of sheets in here, so I actually have 4 of these. I have them in a bunch of different colors, and inside is sticker paper. And so this is essentially like the back of your sticker paper, and you can put stickers on it and then peel the stickers off afterwards. It's really hard to do on the camera because I can't see, but your stickers will peel back off just like they would off of a regular sticker sheet, and then you can put them back on there. And I organize mine by category. So as you can see here, this is for decorative things. So as I have leftover stickers, for example, this sheet, if these boots were something that I wanted to save, I would take them off the sticker sheet and I would place them down in this book. So that is it for my planner must-haves. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these things down in the comments. Like I said throughout this video, all of these items will be linked down in the description box, as long as I can find links for them. So if you have any additional questions, let me know. And next week we'll be going over my planners, and then the week after that we'll be going over my favorite stickers. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!